Hello loves, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. So for today's video, I'm finally bringing the highly requested camo nails. I did a set on my Instagram and everyone was requesting a video on it, but I wanted to change it up a little bit as I don't like my posts to be very repetitive. So I found this photo on Instagram and I will leave her link or her Instagram right here so you guys can look at her stuff if you guys are interested. I took her photo and gave it kind of my touch to it so they weren't super identical. Absolutely love the turnout and I hope you guys enjoy it. I just want to take a moment first to say a huge thank you to all of you that bought me a coffee. I will leave the link in the description box if you guys are interested in supporting my channel. This does help improve future videos for you guys. Now that being said, I am finally upgrading my music. So I know if you guys have been around for a good minute, I've been using the same music over and over again in my videos, but because of you guys, I am able to finally upgrade that. So I hope you guys enjoy the music. I will be changing it quite often now, and let's get right into the video. Getting right into today's video, I am using Purple White from Not Polished. This is a glow-in-the-dark powder. If you guys are interested, make sure to check it out on their website. I am starting off by just placing this on the entire nail of my pinky. For the ring finger, I am using this beautiful lime green from Not Polished as well. All products will be linked down below in the description box, so make sure to check them out, and I will have my discount codes included if you guys are interested in purchasing any of the products mentioned in this video. Once again, I'm just going to be placing that on the entire surface of the ring finger. I have very in-depth videos on acrylic application. If you are a beginner nail tech, make sure to check out my videos. For our middle finger, I'm also going to be placing white over the entire surface. As you can tell, I like to place one bead of acrylic onto that middle section to begin with, and then I build out towards the tip, and then I go to the cuticle area. So I'm taking my second bead and placing it right below where I blended it out towards the tip, and then I gently blend out downwards. And then I'm taking my third bead and placing it towards the cuticle, gently pushing up and gently blending down. And then I'm taking my last smaller bead and placing it in the cuticle area, making sure that it does not get into the actual cuticle and it stays on the nail. for our index finger, I am placing a small bead of acrylic in the cuticle area and gently dragging it down. I'm going to be adding a different color on this nail as well, so I'm making sure that that part is nice and thin. Now I'm going in with this really pretty gray color called Priority from Not Polish as well, and I'm placing it right underneath. So I'm doing kind of this inverted smile line, and this is going to play part into my design. So instead of drawing it in with polish or gel paint, I opted for using acrylic just because it is my preference when doing nails, and I just thought it would be a lot easier than covering the majority of the nail with the gray color. For a thumb, I am placing that same lime green and gently blending out, and then I'm going to be finishing off that nail. I am using my liquid and my Sculpt It Like It's Hot brush from Profiles Backstage. Don't forget to check out their products as well. I absolutely recommend all their stuff, and don't forget to use my discount code. Now I'm going in with my clear acrylic, and I'm going ahead and encapsulating these nails. I've mentioned this before, I like to work very thin with my colored acrylic just because it saves product. The clear acrylic to me is very inexpensive, and I'd rather purchase that in bulk versus having to replace the colors. So I do recommend this if you guys are trying to save a little bit of money on colored acrylic. And of course, once the acrylic is dried, I am going in with my safety carbide bit and filing off any imperfections, just gently smoothing out the surface of the nail. I have my e-file at about 8,000 to 9,000 RPMs with very light pressure when it comes to finish filing. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and repeat that on the rest of the nails. I have a very in-depth video on how to e-file. If you are a beginner nail tech and are scared to e-file, I went really in-depth with that as well. Now I'm going in with my hand file. This is the Tammy Taylor Peel and Stick file. You can find that in my Amazon storefront. I am gently filing the sides of the nails, making sure that the shape is nice and perfect. I am going to be repeating this on all of the nails. Now I am flipping over the hand to mimic the view from the client's perspective. So I am filing the very tip, making sure it is nice and straight. This ensures a perfect shape. So make sure you guys are doing this. And I went ahead and cleansed the nails off camera. I am going in the nail art. So for this step, I am using my black gel paint and my Amazon nail art brush. I am going to be drawing camo print on these nails. And the way I do this is I kind of just eyeball where I want the colors to be placed. So I know I'm going to be using black, gray, and the lime green color. So I want to be focused on really the brighter colors, so I'm not going to be adding too much black or too much gray. Okay, so here you can see that I ended up changing my mind on what I was doing on that nail. I was originally going to do a full finger of that camo design, but then I decided to add this accent to it to kind of mimic what I'm going to be doing on the index finger. I am obviously curing that in the light. You want to make sure you cure at least for 15 seconds just to make sure that none of the design runs or bleeds into the acrylic. So I'm going in now onto my middle finger and again just repeating the camo design. I love to just randomly do little blobs of color. This is how you're gonna get your best look. Now here I'm going in with gray. I did use my black gel paint and my white gel paint to mix this. I tried getting it as close as possible to the gray that I used on my index finger. Again, I'm just drawing tiny little blobs, pulling out some of the ends just a little bit. And then sometimes I like to add them right next to whatever other color that I placed on the nail, just so it could look like they're kind of connected. Now moving on to my index nail, I am going to be outlining the gray part with black. And this kind of just helps separate the white from the gray so it doesn't look like all blended together. I'm just drawing some more camo onto the white part of that nail. And of course, I'm going to be adding all three colors. I did do these way smaller because the section is a lot smaller. If you are interested in learning some nail art tips and tricks that I believe in. Make sure to check out my last video. I did give you guys some awesome tips and tricks that helped me a ton when creating nail art. So going back to our camo, I am drawing the exact same little random blobs onto the nail, but this time using white gel paint. I am using white because while I was deciding what I was going to do on the nails, I really wanted to do green, and then I realized while I was doing them that I did not have a lime green gel paint or gel polish or acrylic paint or anything like that. So I started brainstorming on what I can do, and I kind of briefly thought about using just green and yellow and mixing it, but it wasn't going to be as vibrant anyways, and I wanted them to match perfectly. So then I remembered I had pigments. From one of my last videos, I used pigments. You guys absolutely loved it. So I remembered that I had mixed yellow and green together, and it created a really, really pretty neon green. Here, I went ahead and placed the hand into the light to fully cure, and I'm pre-mixing my two colors together so it's ready to go by the time it gets out of the light. I'm just using an eyeshadow applicator, and I am blotting that onto the white. The white gel paint has a slight tacky layer, so it helps the pigment adhere to it perfectly. So I'm going ahead and just gently doing that, making sure it doesn't get on any of the other colors, as we only want it to transfer onto the white. Now going into my crystal application, I am using jewelry gel with a crystal applicator. I'm using the back end to apply my gel, and then I'm using the wax side to apply any charms and crystals that I want onto the nail. I ended up going with like a little moon design with a crystal right in the middle, and then I'm just adding little accents around it. I'm using caviar beads and different sizes of Swarovski crystals. I do highly recommend this gel. It is really good. It holds them on, and I really like that you can move them around if you misplace any of the items. Again, I'm going to be adding another accent crystal nail onto the ring finger. I'm using these really pretty gold and AB crystals for my accents. They give matte nails a really nice look, so I highly recommend you guys try out crystals with a matte look. They look so pretty, and it makes the sparkle really show. Now, because this is a gel, you do have to cure it in the light or they will not stay put. So make sure you are curing this in the light. I like to put it in there at least for 30 seconds just to freeze it in place while I work on my next nail. And then once I am done with all of my designs, I like to fully cure it for at least 1 minute. As you can see, I struggled quite a bit applying those caviar beads. They can be tricky sometimes. I try to stay away from them, but I do think they're really, really pretty, and they just add that extra touch to any nail art design that I just have to add them somehow. Now I'm taking my 3D nail art brush and just wiping off any excess gel. This can get really bulky, and in order for your gel polish to go on there very smoothly, I do suggest you guys blend it out onto the nail or take it off if it is quite bulky on there. And then I decided to add just a little bit more on the tip, and I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. I'm placing my gel, placing the crystals, and then wiping off any excess with my 3D nail art brush. And of course I placed it into the light. I make sure that I cure it for 1 minute, so don't forget to cure your jewelry gel. And then I'm just going in with my Matte It from Not Polish, top coating these nails, making sure that I'm not getting any of that on the crystals, as it does remove the shine to it. And of course I'm going to cure this in the light for a full 2 minutes just to ensure everything is nice and dry. But that basically concludes this video. Do not forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think down below. That being said, I'll catch you guys next time.
This is for my day one.